Cheers.
Hi, everyone. My name is Matthias. I am co-founder and CEO of Unibaio, and we are excited to be here to share with you something we are passionate about, making agriculture more sustainable and profitable at scale. Our story begins with this little girl in the picture. Her name is Claudia. She grew up in a small farming town in the middle of Argentina, surrounded by thousands of miles of broadacre crops. She saw her family and neighbors growing grains using tons of chemicals, like most farmers does. And her father was a crop duster pilot. From a very young age, her father taught her that she needed to be aware when these planes were spraying out of the fields these chemicals, because it was harm for humans. So this early experience sparked in her a question. Why are we using something toxic to grow the food that we eat? So she became a plant scientist. She came to the US to study with a mission. We need to make agriculture healthier for humans and the environment. But the challenge was really tough and enormous. The study shows that more than 20% of the food we eat has risky levels of chemicals, that farmers' communities has cancer levels 50% higher than average, and these chemicals are everywhere, in the water we drink and even in our bloods. And shockingly, we are still doing the same that Claudia's father. So probably you are thinking that we have organic and biological alternatives. Yes, but we still need something scalable that can feed 8 billion people around the world. So what if I told you that we can reduce significantly the need of these chemicals without compromising affordable food? That is what we did. And we can reduce up to 80% the need of these chemicals without compromising yields. We created, after more than 10 years of research, a new nanoparticle that has the ability to attach to the most common chemicals and penetrate better the plants to deliver the chemicals. And this is important because when we spray these pesticides on crops, most of what is applied is lost. So when our particle is in the mix, we can increase the uptake, so much less is needed. We tested this over the past 2 seasons in more than 40 field trials with different chemicals, and we got, for example, a 40% reduction in average with the most common herbicides, Roundup, having exactly the same weed control. But we also tested with the most common insecticides, more than 60% reduction, and even fertilizers, more than 75%. Because of these significant results, we brought the attention of the biggest agrochemical players in this industry. Already 4 of them are testing at this moment our tech to bring new products to the market that has lower chemicals on it, but the same efficacy as usual. And this is important for them because regulatory is changing. Europe, for example, has set the goal to reduce by half all chemicals by 2030, and many other countries are going to follow. So these changes on market is a huge opportunity for them. If they can modify their products to have lower chemical use inside of them with our tech, they can generate hundreds of millions in new sales, while at the same time they're reducing the cost on the chemicals. But approving these new versions of their products is going to take time. And we're a startup, and we don't want to wait to start helping farmers. So we're excited to announce that next spring, summer, we are launching TurboCharge, a new product that farmers can use directly in their farms, in their tanks, mixing with the pesticide they use, so they can start buying less and having the same results. After a week of intense customer discovery here in the New York area, during the Grow New York program, we decided to focus on apples, because apples are very sensitive to quality, and they are normally using very frequently the fungicides, even every week during peak season. And that's because we, as consumers, we don't like these apples with the black dots. That means that more than 20% of the apples they produce are wasted and not sold. When using TurboCharge, they can increase the efficacy of the fungicide to reduce this waste significantly. At the same time, they skip some of the application times of the pesticides. This translates to over $1,200 in new profit every year and per acre. Because of that, we were able to convince the biggest apple producer in New York State to test our tech in the next spring summer. They agreed to test it in 20 acres or over 40,000 trees. And if they like the results and they decide to deploy the tech in their whole farm, this could mean for them over $2 million in new revenue and profit. But we are not just apples and fungicides. We can do grapes in Finger Lakes, bananas in South America, and so on. We can virtually combine any chemical and crop. As much as we grow in this direct-to-farmer sales, the much pressure we're going to create to the big chemical companies to license our technology and incorporate the tech for a global market. This is huge, but we have an amazing team. And I'm an economist and a second-time founder, and I have 4 scientist female founders as co-founders. Claudia, the girl in the picture, our CTO and plant scientist. Daniela, specialized in our supply chain. Vera, a nanotech specialist, winner of the UNESCO Women's in Science Award. And Florencia, specialized in both the bio and the nanotech we are using. We also have 2 former managers and executives for the chemical industry helping us in this strategy. We have 2 renowned law firms helping us to develop our IP portfolio and patent portfolio and the regulatory path to approve this turbocharge this spring, summer. And we also have as investors 1 big agtech company public in NASDAQ who are helping us as advisors. The story continues here in the region. We are very happy to start collaborating with Cornell University. We have an agreement in process with Dr. Christophe Duplay from the entomology department at Cornell, and they're going to test next summer our tech with different types of chemicals that local farmers normally use. We are aiming to relocate our headquarters to either Geneva or Ithaca, where I'm also going to be located. We are looking for local partners to manufacture the particle, our tech here locally, to complement the agreement we already have for a UK manufacturer facility for European markets. And we also found here, and we have an LOI with one of the biggest suppliers of our input, our main ingredient, that is located just a few hours away from here in Toronto. We are so happy to be here, and we can expand our efforts and impact with your support. If we win the biggest prize, we can generate 10 direct jobs in management roles, PhD level, and agronomist, sales, and operations. And indirect, we can generate more jobs in our suppliers, manufacturers, providers, logistics, and distributors. What is more, the more money we get, the more research agreement we can do with Cornell to validate our tech for the specific needs for local farmers in the region. For every $1 we make in revenue, we can generate to local economy up to 14 new dollars. That's through our partners and the farmers adopting our tech. By 2030, this could mean for local farmers more than $200 million in new profit just by adopting our tech. Our vision is clear. We want to grow from $800K next year in revenue to more than $100 million in 2030. This is by closing 20 licensing agreements with the biggest chemical companies and reaching just 6,000 farmers in the US and South America. Our vision is bold, and as Claudia once dreamed, we want to help farmers to start using less chemicals in an easy, affordable, and sustainable way. And we are so happy to doing that here in upstate New York. Claudia is here with me. She's going to join me for the Q&A, and we're happy, and thank you for your time.